am Melissa.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is Twin Skeletons. It is the third podcast in our podcast series of an undetermined length of time.
Oh yeah, just keep going.
Yep.
And if we sound different today, we have different microphones.
I don't know, who cares?
Oh, I wanted to say because my microphone's cool. It's like one of those old-fashioned, old-timey microphones, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like the picture that we upload on Facebook with the podcast today is my cool
just a picture of your cool microphone.
Yeah.
That'd be funny. Okay, Nikki, what do you want to start with today? We've got a whole list. I suppose we should definitely make sure we give enough time to talk about our second week of Rock and Roll Camp for Girls in Portland.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can start with that. You're the one that was, Minnie was teaching bass. Got that loud water bottle.
Hey, maybe they couldn't even hear it. Yeah, I was the head teacher for a beginner bass guitar class, and it was teen week. It's the last week of Rock and Roll Camp for Girls, and usually they teach girls age 9 to, I believe, 13. But teen week is 13 to 17, and it's the last week that they do, and it was, I don't know what it's usually like, but there were not very many kids there. There was half of what they usually have for all the other weeks, from what I heard.
But it filled up the same amount of space because the kids were bigger?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I taught a beginner bass class, which the first day had 3 students, and then all the rest of the days only had 2. But they were really great kids. Pretty quiet and shy. I tried asking, hey, are there any songs you guys really want to learn on bass that we could look up and we can learn? And they never had any opinion about it. So
yeah, there was a little bit less energy because the kids were older, but it was not bad because it was almost more professionalism. So they were
almost,
really focused on
that's true.
The music.
There was a lot less wrangling to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the children. And particularly the 2 girls that I had in my class. They were super chill. Very sweet girls. They were actually, one of them was 12, which her parents had to do some special talking or whatever to let her be in, because the minimum age is usually 13. And the other girl was only
13.
Yeah, you couldn't tell. And the other girl was only 14. So and they had, one of the girls had only ever picked up the bass maybe a few times and only knew Seven Nation Army. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
That's all she knew. And the other girl never picked up a bass in her life.
That goes to a story though.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to tell the story?
I thought it was really funny.
Okay.
You got camp, you got people, you got your daily life, you got your classes, but the interns,
then you have Friday.
Then you have the interns and Friday. And the interns are, I think they're 16 to 18, maybe 17,
something
18?
like that. Yeah.
And you had to go to camp, I think, twice before to be an intern, and you just help out with classes and set up.
They
and
roadie, they move instruments around, they assist with things. I had an intern in my class; she was super cool. And on Friday is when just kind of the rules are a little bit loose, and people are just, it's the day before the showcase. It's the last day of camp. It could be a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
Seven Nation Army, we have not mentioned, is banned from the premises.
Yeah, you cannot. This year it is banned because people play it too much. It's not that the song's bad. People appreciate the song, they like it, but it's been played too much, so they decided no more teaching that at bass class. Pick something else.
Or
Pick
any
something
class, I guess.
Nobody can play
no
it.
instrument you can learn Seven Nation Army. Yeah. So the interns, it was kind of confusing because I don't know. I was just in the middle of a class. We were about to play. Pat Benetars, hit me with your best shot. It's a normal bass lesson. And then an intern just kind of busts in my room, and they're being all secretive. And they're like, hey, we're going to learn, this song and teach it to your bassist, and we're going to do... And I didn't understand the plan at first. A different intern came in and explained the plan to me. So what we did, basically... I'm not even going to tell the whole story because it was just chaotic. So what everyone did...
It was weird. It was everybody was... sort of moving to areas and being all secretive, but the
Yeah.
adults didn't realize
Yeah,
it.
the like people who run the camp, the like four main people who run the camp, who are the ones making sure no one is playing Seven Nation Army.
Exactly.
They were, just going about their activities. It's a Friday. If anything maybe suspicious is happening, they're probably like, whatever, kids, stuff's happening. But what happened was everyone in all of the different instrument lessons in various rooms in the building, they all went to 3 separate rooms that were all connected to each other. So if you opened all the doors, you can hear, like, everyone at the same time.
Yeah, it was all, like, in the main hall area.
Yeah, in the main area. And so we all separated into those 3 rooms. And then cowbell starts clanking. And then everyone starts playing Seven Nation Army at the same time. Everyone at the camp, all of the kids, they're all playing Seven Nation Army.
All the guitars, drummers, bassists, singers.
Immediately, the camp...
I wasn't out here.
What are they? The board of the... Who are they? The 4 people who run the camp. What do you call them?
I don't know.
They're like the leaders of the camp. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're kind of like the managers. I don't really know how to explain.
Mm-hmm.
There's words for it. Whatever. Not whatever.
The people who are paid.
Yeah, the people. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They're the 4 people who are paid for this. But I all started playing Seven Nation Army. Very quickly, all 3 rooms got off. So it was like 3 different rooms playing Seven Nation Army at the same time, but not at the same time. So that made it extra chaotic. Kaylee's walking around with like both middle fingers up.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, and I watched her walk, because I was in one of the rooms, but I was like hidden in the corner, because I'm like, I'm not going to be shouted at for playing Seven Nation Army.
Oh my goodness.
I wasn't even playing it. I had a bass, but it wasn't plugged in. And I just see her like walk past the door. She's just but I walk out, and they quickly just start laughing at it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whatever. It's just like a little intern prank, and
all I know was
they're filming it and laughing.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah.
I was in the the break room, which is kind of like down the hall, but you could still hear it.
Oh
and
man,
so,
what did that sound like all the way down there?
It sounded fine, but from down there, I heard the cowbell go, and then some counting, and then it started. And I don't know who it was, but I think it was probably Carly. Like, just starts yelling. I just heard like yelling. I'm not even sure what she was yelling.
It's very possible, yeah.
And it was a little bit of a rough start, but then everybody was playing it. And
what I didn't even realize...
When I walked out there, she was just standing there enjoying it. So
God.
it's like she's just like, well, this is happening.
Yeah, at first they were defiant, and then they just kind of gave in, and they were like, this is just a prank, yeah.
It was funny.
What I didn't realize is the plan was to play the entirety of the song the correct way. Like, I only taught, because there was one of my bassists who didn't know it, and the other bassist only knew the main riff, like not the chorus or anything, just that one riff that's like over and over again for part of the song. I didn't realize that everyone was supposed to be playing the whole actual song from beginning to end. I don't know what I expected. Mm-hmm. I thought that maybe we were just all gonna play like the main riff for a little bit until people got mad and then stop, just to like be funny. But no, they were planning on playing the entire thing from start to finish. So that was a whole deal. But that was just one thing that happened. That was just one little highlight, one intern prank. But the whole week was pretty fantastic. I taught my girls somewhere around almost 10 songs, maybe?
Oh my goodness. They're beginners too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we were on an average of 2 a day. And I taught them a scale, and I taught them a little bit of that like 12-bar blues walking bass bouncy thing that's
always
fun.
Nice.
And they seemed to really enjoy it. I hope they did anyway. They were really quiet and not super feedback oriented.
Yeah, I think they enjoyed it though.
Yeah, when we did that thing, I didn't do it the last week I volunteered at this camp, but on Friday morning because everyone gathers and they kind of, just talk about what's going on for the day, and then they release you to your lessons. Before they released everyone to their lessons, they did this thing where you tape a piece of paper to everyone's back, including the, lesson instructors and the managers and everyone. They tape a piece of paper to your back, and then you walk around and you write nice things about the person on that piece of paper. and they try to encourage them to not be appearance based or anything. They're compliments that are based on how you did that week, and what they think of your playing, and how well you worked with your band and all that different stuff. And I had some very nice things from the girls that I taught in my class. One of them was like, "You're a great teacher, and you really made me more passionate about the bass." And I was like, "Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want to hear." And I thought it was really nice because they were so like not feedback oriented that I'm glad they had, they could like write it on a piece of paper. And then I got to say really nice things about the people that I like on this piece of paper because it was like the time and place to do it. And I'm glad that that's a thing because it makes people feel good.
Yeah, it's like an exercise in like honesty and like how people like to talk behind each other's backs, which is bad.
Yeah.
So this is like a play off of that where you're saying good things, and it's almost like easier to say because it's like behind their back. It's like kind of secretive, but it's still a compliment. And it was really fun when I did it the second week when I did it. When I worked there and I had a band, it was really awesome getting compliments.
Yeah.
It's a really cool exercise.
Yeah, it's really fun. But in all, the whole week was great. We didn't get to go to the showcase that Saturday, but
I'm sure it was awesome.
I'm sure it was. We got to see some of the bands rehearse on Friday,
it was
and they were really good. And there's just the most impressive stuff coming out of teenage girls
in 1 week.
In one week.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Minnie, what happened on Tuesday after rock camp?
On Tuesday after rock camp?
Yeah, that was Tuesday,
it hasn't
right?
happened yet. The Tuesday after rock camp is tomorrow.
What? No, I mean during the week of rock camp.
Oh, I was like okay, the Tuesday of rock camp,
after rock camp.
After the camp was over for the day.
Oh no, that went way over your head. That is not what I intended.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, what are you talking about? We haven't even gotten that far in life yet." Yeah, my good great friend Allie and I went to Powell's City of Books. Nicole was there too. But Allie and I specifically were there to meet one Chuck Klosterman. I'm gonna pronounce it super his name is pronounced all fancy, whatever. Chuck Klosterman. Basically, I know I'm not pronouncing it correct, but
I think it's like close enough.
Yeah, it's like the super white way to pronounce it, I think. But he's super white, so you know what? Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, he's an author, and Allie has read almost every book that he has published. Or had published. I have read 2 complete ones, and then when I was there, I bought a used edition of Fargo Rock City, which is a sort of memoir he wrote about growing up as a young metalhead and all that kind of stuff. He's pretty all over the place.
He does not look like a metalhead. He looks like a huge nerd. He talks like a huge nerd.
Yeah.
Not to judge, but
he's done
I'm
some
a huge
drugs.
Nerd, so whatever. I know, that's crazy. Seeing him and hearing him talk, I'm like,
yeah.
Huge nerd's done heavy drugs?
Well, he's also a writer.
Yeah, you're right.
So, he's also a journalist and a writer.
But we were there, before this happened, I want to say, we were there for like 4 hours.
We were
at Powell's,
yeah.
Which I was worried because I'm like, how do I do anything for 4 hours?
And not buy any books. I bought the one and it was used so he could sign it. But other than that, I'm like, how do I spend hours in a giant bookstore?
Because you can read them there.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I ended up sitting down, and for probably over half the time, I sat down in like the math section and just read books, which was not expected, but it turns out the math section has got some pretty cool math and art related books.
Yeah, if that's what interests you. My brain doesn't like working that hard.
It was really cool. Because I got into like the more artsy math.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a little different, but it was still really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a great time in Powell's, and it was a cool experience getting to hear that author Chuck talk.
Yeah, because I've been to a few readings, most if not all of them.
I'm very foreign to this scene.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, most of it, even in England, I went to a poetry reading that one of my professors there was at. But I've been to quite a few readings. Basically, the outline of what happens at a reading is the writer goes up and talks in front of a group of people who are there to see this writer. And usually it's when a writer has just published something new. So, like, Chuck had just published Raised in Captivity, which is a collection of short stories that was just recently published. And so he walked up, talked about that for a little bit, read a section of it, which is usually what authors do. They'll read a section of their work and then answer questions. This one, usually the readings that I go to have a bigger reading section compared to the question section. This one was a very small reading section and very long question section. But it was a packed room. There were a lot of people there to see this guy.
I did not expect that. And we were there early, of course, so I was in the front row.
Yeah, we were just sitting in the front row. Yeah. And then he was funny. There were some really obnoxious people who had questions. That happens.
Oh, of course, nerds.
There were some people with some actually really good questions. He was really entertaining to talk to. I really wish I could have had a conversation with him. I really think that
I would have been too scared to have a conversation with him.
Oh my god, I would have loved to have a conversation with him, because what I'm really been feeling more and more as I'm out here trying to find jobs as a writer and trying to improve as a writer is that I really wish I had some sort of mentor. I really want a writing mentor. I don't really know exactly what that would mean, but maybe someone who's just more experienced than me who wants to like teach someone else what they know and like help guide me until I become, more knowledgeable about the subject, until I become.
I feel like you can find somebody charitable around Portland. Like, just email a bunch of authors that live in Portland and say, or even not in Portland, and just say, "Hey."
That's a little strange, because I was thinking, well,
like,
maybe
who wants to pass their knowledge on to me?
Maybe I could just like kind of keep trying to talk to Pacific professors.
Yeah,
and maybe kind of.
I think that they, as your professors, and because you paid so much, I feel like that they're sort of in debt to you to continue to give you advice.
Maybe.
Like, a lot of at least 2 business professors that I've had that I can remember, are like, email me. Feel free to contact me anytime if you need help or have any questions. For free, those are connections that you made that you should have for the rest of your life to get information
That's true.
from.
Like, I've already emailed Dr. Tavares about textbooks that I was looking for, and she, was like, "Hey, hope everything's doing well. Here's a whole freaking long email list that I researched about it." She's so awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
So I do have people like that.
Usually they want to help you.
But I would like to find someone specific to what I am literally looking to do. Like, my dream mentor would be Cameron Crowe. Please, Cameron Crowe, if you're out there, I just want to talk. Let's have coffee. If I get it,
oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Cameron Crowe.
Is he too famous for you to just like email him and say, "Hey, I want to talk"?
100%.
How do you do that? Can you do that with celebrities? Just email
How would you
him
find his email? I don't really think it's out there.
Most people have like a
maybe on his website is like a You know what? I really don't know. I don't know how, and this is also another weird conundrum in my brain. I don't know how established I would have to be already in order to find a mentor, which doesn't make any sense because you're like,
no,
you
I
can be unexperienced and find a mentor, but also I feel like I have to have enough to show that I'm serious and to show that I'm worth putting the time in to mentor.
Yeah, and plus you'd be part of their life too, so people might start judging them based on
we'd have to like get along as human beings too.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, anyway, love to have a conversation with Chuck Klosterman. He lives in Portland, so I feel like it could happen someday. Or I could, like, interview him for some public... Because a lot of journals and stuff do interviews with authors. And I love interviewing people. I would love to have a conversation with them where we both got to speak, but I also love hearing what other people have to say and interviewing other people and asking them questions. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll get to interview him or something, and then that'll start something.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Anyway, I really want a writing mentor, and it'd be cool if it was Chuck. And it was, I got a book signed. I bought Fargo Rock City, which I have begun. And of course I like it already because it's music journalism, it's music writing, it's music memoir, and I like that a lot. And I got it signed. We were one of the first people in line because they were just kind of like, okay, now everyone stand up and get in line so he could sign stuff. And everyone kind of rushed over to the side, but we were like right next to the table anyway, so we kind of whatever. I wore my tackiest Rush shirt just for him.
That was good.
And I hope that he appreciated it. I shook his hand. I said thank you. I maybe could have, said something or asked a question, but no one else was. No one like specified the amount of time that you can take up there. But also, people were moving kind of fast.
Yeah,
so
when
I was
you
like,
meet people, it's like, how fast am I supposed to move with this one?
Yeah, because I had like prompts and questions, but there wasn't enough time to, go into anything or try to form words. So I just said thank you, and I asked to shake his hand, and he was like, yeah, of course, and he shook my hand.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah, and signed my book, and Allie went before me, and she was wearing a Lower Than Atlantis shirt with this little monster guy on it.
It was hilarious.
And you could tell he was kind of looking at it when he was signing her book and stuff. And then he goes, Lower Than Atlantis. And she's like, yeah, they're a band. But I love that shirt.
It was awesome.
It's really a good conversation starter.
Yeah,
It's really,
yeah.
But anyway, speaking of...
Plus, more people should know who Lower Than Atlantis is.
They really should. I mean, they're not a band anymore.
But their music's still excellent.
Yeah. Wow, it really sucks that they're not a band anymore.
I don't think about it. I'm just like, here's their music. It's really cool.
Yeah, well, because I saw them live and stuff, so...
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I didn't get into them sooner because I actually recognized when I was in England and I was looking at local concerts because, of course, I wanted to go to concerts in England.
Well, you went to 10, so...
Yeah. They were playing at a local bar where I was living, and they were the only band that I recognized that was playing, because I checked as soon as I got there, basically, and they were playing it close to the end, actually just a few days before I flew home, and they were the only band that I recognized out of any venues in York, around the area. Yeah, in York, the only band that I recognized, Lower Than Atlantis, probably from like Warped Tour or something.
I think so. I think it was the Warped Tour.
Yeah, but they were also playing with Boston Manor, who I genuinely really like. And I think it was the Fame. Did they play with them? I think so. I don't remember. Anyway, so it was really good.
Yeah.
And yep, Miss Lower Than Atlantis, love them. Speaking of bands, we should talk about more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to start with Tool?
I mean,
I'll start with Tool.
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead. I still haven't heard the new song.
I listened
to
it.
But should I? Probably.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like 10 minutes long, but it's really good. That's all I'm saying so far. But let's see. I'm not really sure what to say about it. I feel like I need to listen to it again to really get it, because when I did listen to it, the sky outside was like really pretty. There was like this hue in the sky in the clouds, and it was like really cloudy, and it was like purple or something. So I felt like I had to turn off all my lights, and it was kind of like sunset, and like open my window and blast Tool on my speaker, and like it was just kind of like
really peak experience for listening to new music.
Right? It was just kind of like meditative, and like I was vibing outside of this world,
Okay.
So
was it reminiscent of Tool? Did it sound like Tool?
See, that's what... Yes, of course, because it's Tool. But I need to listen to it again, because I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just, like, enjoying it.
I mean, that's
without
good.
Realizing, without trying to judge it or anything. But yeah, it sounds like Tool, of course. I've been listening to so much A Perfect Circle lately, though. I'm, like, trying not to relate it to A Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it sounds too much like them to, like, mix it up or anything. But no, I'm pretty sure from what I can remember, it was Tool. It had the sick bass and everything.
The sick bass.
So,
yeah, I should listen to it then if it's got the sick
10
bass.
minutes long. I can't believe, but no, it was really good. It flowed really well.
Wait,
for
how long?
10 minutes.
Oh boy. Yeah, because their new
album is like, it's like 60 minutes long or something, and it's only got 10 songs.
Good.
Or something like that. So,
well, if it only had 6 songs, that'd be 6 10-minute songs.
Right?
Approximately.
So, yeah, so I don't remember. It was something kind of ridiculous like that. Like, it was long and there was only like 6 tracks or something.
That's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so it sounds to me like it's going to be one of those CDs that you put on and you just kind of like listen to the whole thing and vibe out to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Plus, but I do want to say that I am a huge fan of Tool, but I have never listened Yeah, I'm pretty
But
sure.
you've never listened to Tool?
No. I've never listened to one album from start to finish.
Oh.
From what I'm pretty sure I haven't. I've listened to quite a bit. I've listened to pretty much every song.
Just not in order.
Just not in
anything?
order
Yeah.
or like one album start to finish. So there's still quite a bit of Tool I don't know. So yeah, I don't know like a lot, but I know quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can kind of judge it, but I might not be the best to.
I mean, you don't have to judge it either. You could just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. And I can say I enjoyed it. It was enjoyable. I'm really excited.
Cool.
Their new album comes out August 30th. And that's
that's
only
like kind of soon.
2 weeks from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of new music, except for not really, Brendan Urie, because he always does those live streams.
Okay.
On like
he does?
YouTube or whatever. Yeah, he's always live streaming.
I remember when he was using that one live streaming service. I can't remember what it's called. Periscope.
Oh yeah.
Now I guess he doesn't use that
Does
anymore.
Periscope exist anymore?
I don't know. I don't think people are really using it anymore. Because he used to use that. I don't think he does.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like YouTube. Oh, I think it's usually Instagram.
Oh,
but
yeah.
anyway, he was live streaming recently, and someone asked him about new music or something, and he played just a little bit of this heavy guitar, like metal track, and it actually kind of ripped. I was like, dang, these guitar riffs are good, and the drums sounded pretty good. He was like crossfaded or something, just hanging out in his studio. Because someone was like, oh, is that a new track? And he's like, no, I was just in here, intoxicated or whatever. It's just like, oh, I could just do this.
Brendan Urie
grabs
should
the
go into
guitar,
metal.
right? He grabs the guitar, does some riffs with some effect. It's like, yeah, this sounds good. Does some automated drums. And it actually kind of rips, and I'm kind of mad about it. I'm like, you can do this?
Well,
and you choose to do whatever pop stuff you bit. Not that I hate it.
Yeah.
But also, he has such potential to do literally anything else.
Yeah. I think that he needs to explore more genres like that because Panic at the Disco has done a lot of different stuff.
The next album could well be metal.
Yeah.
With Panic at the Disco's consistency of genre. Because every album is so different. I think that the last two are the most similar, but also the last two were solo Brendan Urie, so it makes a little bit more sense because now he has most, if not all, of the creative control of the music.
Yeah. And
so it really follows just his trajectory of whatever he's doing.
mm-hmm.
But if he wanted to put, maybe at least a little bit of some more electric guitar effect in there, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really awesome. Because he used to do Positive Hardcore Thursday. Like, he's clearly into it.
Yeah. I mean, when we saw him live, he did a really short, like, metal core thing.
He was screaming.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, yeah. So he can do anything. He's just a versatile man.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next thing that we were going to talk about in terms of new music is the Dirty Heads and 311. I'm seeing them this weekend, but Nicole's not. It's 311, right? That's how you say their name?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
You're going to have to live stream that one song or film that one song
just
for me.
Amber.
Yeah, just that one song.
I've been debating on whether or not I need to check out more 311 or if I should just let everything be a surprise, kind of like it was with Beck.
I think you should check them out. I don't think you have to like listen to all their stuff, but maybe just click on a few of their top songs.
Yeah. And I didn't know until yesterday, and I think it must have been Friday that they released it, because Friday is Music Days. But the Dirty Heads just released a whole new album. It's called Supermoon, which is the best album name of the year. I like that a lot. And it kind of reminds me of those new rappers that you've been listening to. A lot of it does, because it's got some of that like rap stuff in it.
Kill Bill and Rav. Yeah,
and it's got some of the same, or what reminds me of the same kind of like effects and musical type things going on in the background that they do.
Yeah.
Really similar vibes, I think.
Okay.
But it's pretty chill. It's not usually what I'm super into, but it's what I've come to know to be a lot of the Dirty Heads. I don't know them super well. Justin knows everything that they've ever done, as far as I know. But I'm seeing them with him because he was like, hey, I've seen, a lot of your favorite bands in concert with you, so now you need to come and see mine. I'm like, you know what? I'm not complaining about that. I'll go.
Yeah.
So that should be a lot of fun, but that's going on this weekend. And God, we've been going to so many concerts, or I have anyway. Last Saturday we just saw Sugar Ray.
Yeah, that was quite the experience. I think that's the most different concert experience I've had.
Different?
Well, okay. Like, no, it was different. Like, I've never had one like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I get that, definitely. It was pretty unique. It was a fair show, but it was its own kind of fair show. I don't know.
A fair show? Yeah, it was, like, kind of short.
It was maybe the most nostalgic concert I've ever been to.
Yeah, because it felt 90s. Or early 2000s.
Yeah, and they were pitching that so much. They were like, you guys ready to go back to the 90s? It was even in like the Facebook events description. It was like, go back to the 90s, the early 2000s.
No.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for that.
They played like their classic stuff because they know that they're like 3-hit wonder, 4-hit wonder, or whatever.
It's 4, yeah. They have the 4 big
like,
hits.
I listened to their because the story was he told the story on stage. I'll tell a short version of it, but they. Started the last thing they released was in 2006?
2009.
2009.
Yeah.
And then the guitar player, who I think the guitar player and the singer are like the only two like original members of Sugar Ray since they stopped in 2009. But the guitar player like wrote this thing with the band or with kind of, and then played it for the lead singer, who, what's his name? Matt?
I think it's
man. Minnie's looking it up, but they're like, oh wow, this is kind of good, and a record label heard it or something. Mark, what's his last name?
McGrath.
Yes, Mark McGrath. Okay, there it is. That's the name. That's the name everyone knows. But apparently a big record label was like, hey, we want to sign it and help you guys make another record. So 10 years later, they release another record.
Yeah. It's called Little Yachty.
But I
don't know why that's so funny to me.
Yeah, but I like it. There's a couple songs on it. There's especially one, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, did you listen to the whole thing?
No, just a couple songs.
Oh, yeah. Because they played a few. They played their hits, and then they played a few brand new ones from their new album. And they were all, like, pretty groovy.
Yeah.
I could jam to it. They're good, like, party
groovy.
summer. It sounds like Sugar Ray to me.
I would explain it while they were playing one song that I wasn't really familiar with. I would explain them as, like, Blink-182, but replace the emo with reggae. With weed.
Yeah, with weed more than reggae.
Yeah, with weed.
Specifically.
So, like, Blink-182, but replace the emo with weed.
It's a very interesting way to think about it.
That's Sugar Ray.
and like, but like more modern Blink-182, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was definitely like being not in 2019, which I appreciated.
They
because
played some covers
I like
too, you know?
I like the vibes of the 90s and the early 2000s.
Oh yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so high-spirited. And
there was still
fun.
like bleached hair, spiked.
Yeah, he had those
There
highlights.
was some, yeah.
It was excellent.
I don't know. He was wearing Adidas. Are Adidas like an era thing?
No.
They're like still big.
Oh yeah. He was wearing more modern, I'd say, clothes, but
yeah. I don't know. I just
still
thought,
emanating 90s.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Big 90s energy.
Yeah.
But it was a super fun time.
Oh yeah.
Front row, that was really cool.
That was really
Nicole
cool.
caught a t-shirt that she
did.
already stained
Hey.
with like Marionberry.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's why we don't wear white clothes, you know. I
I'm
mean, it
just
was
too
free
dirty.
because they just threw them, so you know, whatever. But it was fun.
Yeah. Oh
Fun
yeah.
time.
I'll talk about some local concerts that I just looked up. There's a couple local artists that are playing around here. We met at Rock and Roll Camp for Girls the first week we did it. There was a couple R&B rap or hip hop rap. Sorry, hip hop rap artists. Some ladies. One's Micah the Rapper, and the other is Karma Rivera.
Is Karma Rivera the one who is? No, that's Kingsley, right? Who's moving to LA?
Oh yeah, I think.
Yeah, Karma Rivera was the other rapper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Micah the Rapper, I saw, she's going to be at the Doug Fir Lounge Tuesday, August 13th. So
That's
it's in, like, 2
tomorrow.
days. No.
It's tomorrow.
Oh.
Today's Monday.
Today's Monday. Oh. I thought
Yeah.
it was the 11th.
Today's Monday.
Oh, okay. But I
Gear up, Nikki.
Yeah,
the week is
right?
here.
But I did notice that she has just concerts all over Portland all the time.
Good.
So yeah, go see her. And then Carmen Rivera is playing at the Hawthorne Theater Saturday, August 17th.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't know if she's like opening for anybody or she's headlining or what, because I just saw her in the lineup. But yeah. And then Travis Barker, the drummer for Blink-182, is going to DJ at 45 East Friday, August 30th. And that's like a club or whatever. I know the Glitch Mob did a show there, so they DJ. It starts at 10 o'clock at night, and then it goes until like 1 or something.
The Glitch Mob did a remix
They did?
of
How come I don't know about this?
it was a song that I looked up for rock camp.
Oh,
You should keep.
I think I know what
I
you're talking
need to
about.
find out.
Was it? Hang on. I don't. Maybe I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, the Glitch Bomb did a remix of this. I should tell my sister.
I probably know about it. But while you're looking that up, I'll go over the rest of the concerts.
Yes, yes. Keep
Another
talking.
local one, Veo, my favorite local band. Probably one of my favorite bands at this point. In general, is going to play Saturday, September 7th at the Paris Theater. And they have a couple more shows, but this show specifically is like an album release show. They're releasing a new album, I'm pretty sure, in later September, but at this show you can get the album like early or something. And I would love to go to that. Super excited to that. Support these guys. They're awesome.
They opened for
Red and Seether
yeah.
on the East Coast.
That's so cool.
Yes, they're really awesome. So I predict that I think they're gonna get big. They're just so good.
They're working on it.
So get on the ground floor now. Know these guys because I think they're gonna get big. They just released a new single that I haven't listened to yet, and I really need to. But it kind of snuck up on me. And then the last concert I have, Saliva, is going to be here Thursday, October 10th at the Bossa Nova Ballroom. So that's going to be fun. If I have money and time, I'd love to go to that.
Wait, who?
Saliva.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they have some
Well, they
classics
only know.
I really like.
I think I only know Always.
I think I know like 2 songs.
Oh,
But all I can remember right now is Always. But
yeah.
no, I know more songs by Saliva, but Always is definitely like their hit.
Okay.
Did you find the Glitch Mob remix?
No, and it's driving me insane. Was it Where Is My Mind by the Pixies?
No, I didn't. I don't think they did that.
Man, it's gonna
Do
drive
you
me
want to try
insane.
Google?
I kind of did.
Oh wow, you can't find it.
Yeah. So I don't want to like waste.
I think their like hit remix is Sail.
They
Right.
remix Sail.
I think so.
Sail is already
Now
like
I'm gonna look
super
this up.
electronic-y.
I know. That's why I'm. Well, that's a thing that people do. Is remix. How did you figure out that they remixed it?
'Cause I looked it up. I looked up the song to just play the song, and then it came up with Glitch Mob remix, and I was like, that's not what I'm looking for. I want the original one.
Well, I'm looking it up now. I know they've done. How come I can't find this? I'm just gonna cut this out of the podcast because they did Awake remixes. Okay, so they've actually done like a lot. No. I know they have like a popular remix.
Yeah, I don't know what else could it be. I thought it was Where Is My Mind because I was like, Glitch Mob.
Yeah, I thought they did like a Sail remix or something that was really popular. Huh. Anyway, I guess we'll have to pass on that for now and find it later.
Wow, it's gonna drive me insane though.
Yeah. But on to other news that I've been avoiding, but we got to talk about it. If we're talking about out of other news, time for personal news. So this is about our
Okay.
band Test for Echo. our drummer's leaving.
Yeah.
Which is the saddest news. You know, we appreciate him so much. Met him in college. That was like the goal. Okay, let's make a band in
Literally,
college.
as soon as we got to college, we were like, we need to find a drummer. We need to form a band. That's the only reason why we're like on this earth. Here we go. And so that's what we did.
And then our Lord and Savior Jenna helped us find Ryan.
Yeah, they introduced us to
Ryan. He
Ryan.
liked to play his electric kit in his dorm. And the rest is history. He's been super awesome. He's, motivated me a lot in the writing process for music. And I don't doubt that we're going to continue to work with him. But for the next, I don't know how long, at least 4 years, he is flying out for graduate school in Vermont on the other side of the country.
Yep.
So the best of luck to him. I know he's going to have an awesome time. He's bringing his drum kit. He's never going to stop that. I know he's not. He just got very nice cymbals and all of that. He's passionate about music, but he's also very passionate about school. So he's mixing those two things together and living just his best life.
Yeah, I love him and support him, but I really am going to miss him.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard to find. Now we have to find drummers without being in, like, a concentrated community of people. So,
I don't think... we're still going to jam with people. Like, we met somebody at Rock Camp that might play the drums with us. And I'm, like, getting used to and realizing more and more that we don't have to, try to be famous. You know what I mean? We don't have to, like, put a band together and release stuff and all this stuff. We can just jam for music's sake, and we can still write and we can still play.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think it would be easier to meet goals if you're not just thinking, oh, I want to get big.
Yeah, that's not really
small.
what I'm my main things that I'm thinking at the moment are I want to play music live for people. That's like my goal, because I want to write songs and I want to play them live for people, because I have spent so much time in the audience, in the pit, and every single time I go to a concert, I look up on stage and I'm like, what if I was up there? And I don't, and it's weird because I want to be up on stage and I want to play for people, but I don't necessarily need, or it's not necessarily my goal to be big and famous or anything, or to have people know who I am or anything, but at the same time you kind of need that in order for people to go to your shows.
But my goal right now is just finding people to play with. I just want to play, because I know that if that works out, it'll end up turning into shows.
Exactly.
Right now I'm just like, I just want to have a good time and play with people. And I'm always going to write stuff in my pastime.
Definitely. And speaking of playing with people, I went on Craigslist recently just because I was like, why not? I'm just going to check out what people have on Craigslist. And there was a band looking for a bassist. And I'm like, look at that. And they're a pretty young band, and they're a math rock band.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
I still have yet to figure out exactly what that means, but they had their SoundCloud linked in their little advertisement, so I went to it, and I dig it. And I was like, man, I know people who have done the Craigslist thing, and so I'm like, should I do this? Could I do that? It's a thing I could do, theoretically. And I was like, yeah, I could do this. I want to play music with people. I want to get to know people. This is a way I could do that. And obviously, we'd meet first somewhere public, in a Starbucks or something.
We're not gonna. We're doing this.
I'm not just going to like someone's house. I did look them up, and they've got a Facebook, and they've got like a pretty okay amount of followers. They're obviously just like a little beginner band, but like I dig what they got on SoundCloud. Their description of what they want in a bassist sounds good to me. And I was texting my friend and my partner, and I was like, what? Like, this is so tempting. Could I do this? And they were both like, you know what? Like, yeah, do it.
Wow.
Especially Allie.
Well,
she was like,
girl.
Yes, please play math rock. So I was like, yeah, okay. And then, so I emailed them, and I haven't heard anything back because I just emailed them earlier today. But yeah, you know what? I'm going for it. Things are happening. and I'm just kind of going for everything right now.
Yeah, just have fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, yeah.
Wild Shapes. Does that not sound like a math name?
That's excellent.
It kind of sounds like a math name.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, Wild Shapes. That's kind of cute.
That's great. Well, and through this, you're also meeting like other local musicians and bands,
right?
And stuff, so
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and expanding my communications.
But back to Test for Echo, we will always be a thing. Test for
definitely.
Echo is like my sister and I.
Yeah.
So we'll always be making music and creating stuff together, and through that. So check out our Facebook page. We're supposed to be putting something on that soon too. So
yeah, we're still out here kind of writing things and figuring things out, and
other like related to us. I don't know what happened to me over this weekend, but we visited family and stuff, and not that I already wasn't driven to do this, but I've somehow kind of got my brain a little bit more organized. Finally I got a DeviantArt because, and I know that's to people that if you know, you know, but it's 2019, I got a DeviantArt, which is hard to believe. But I want to sell my art, and I want to get my art out there, and part of it's for monetary reasons, of course, because I need that money. But also, I'm just really passionate about art, and I want to create it and have people, buy it or have it, and just kind of feel successful in that area because I am an artist and it's what I'm really passionate about. So I made a DeviantArt. I will post links and everything to so everybody can find that. And I also got a Patreon, which I'm not expecting a lot from, but I have one. And to those of you who don't know, Patreon is something that you could subscribe to or give me money through. And there's certain ranks that you can give. Like, for example, if you give $5, you get exclusive content, like behind the scenes of my work. And you just give $5 a month and special stuff throughout that. So it's like this weird subscription thing, but you get stuff from me that's related to what I make. And there's certain goals set on there that I want to reach. And it's just like a little bit, like every dollar counts. So even if you just want to give me $1 a month, I'd appreciate it. If everybody did that, then I'd have a lot of dollars. So, yeah, that's just some new stuff that's happening that I'm getting set up, and I'll post that by like tomorrow, probably to air tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just super excited about that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be putting out some art stuff here soon. Probably set up like my Etsy more and post about it.
Yeah, Etsy's a good place too.
But there's gonna be writing stuff from me. There's gonna be art stuff from us. There's gonna be music stuff for us, definitely in the future. So everyone could look out for that.
I like to create, so just check out my Etsy and my DeviantArt and just talk to me personally. You know, I'll crochet stuff, I'll draw stuff, I'll do stuff, art. I just like making stuff. So
we out here.
Yep.
Okay, well, and with that, I'm Melissa.
I'm Nicole.
This was Twin Skeletons, podcast number 3. Thank you for listening. We will be back in 2 weeks.